Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the OMM Live discussion. I'm Angela Green, Executive Director of On Location Memphis, and I just want to welcome you all to this evening. What we have to share with you tonight. I'm really excited because you know what? We're about to do it again. Last year, we premiered our first film project under the Memphis Movie Production Apprentice Program. This is our workforce development program, and it was just an idea that we had that we wanted to put forth out there, training below the line production crew members in Memphis, and then giving them an opportunity to put what they've learned to work in play on a real live set. And we did that last year, and we premiered our first film, Fifth Step, still available for rental, mind you, at onlocationmemphis.org. But we are about to do it again with the coffee shop. And tonight, I am so excited because I have some of the key members of the coffee shop here with me, and I want to present them to you because they are pillars in the Memphis film community. They have a heart for the community, a heart for the arts, for filmmaking, and I really just want you to learn about who they are individually, as well as what they contributed to this film project. So anyway, we're about to get started. So go ahead, hit that like button, share the stream, let everybody know that the OLM Live discussion is about to start right now. All right, so we're going to get this going. And the first key member that I'm going to bring to the virtual stage is none other than, they call her Radio Girl, because she started her career in radio. But, she is a multi-talented woman, and they couldn't just hold her to the radio. She's branched out in spoken word. She's done script writing. She's on air talent. She's just everything when it comes to entertainment, media, consulting, advisor, all of those good things. And she was the one who allowed us to take one of her scripts and to bring it to life. And so I am really happy to present to you Miss Christie Taylor. And when we come right back, we're going to hear from one of our sponsors, the Tennessee Entertainment Commission. And when they are done, we're going to talk to Christie B. Taylor. Hey, Christie. Oh my goodness, you are muted.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2. There you go.
Good evening, Attorney Angela Green.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. I'm excited.
It feels like old times.
I know, right?
I mean, people who know us know that you started this journey with me.
Yes.
2019. When
yes.
I changed the mission, the vision of On Location Memphis. We were launching the Memphis Music Bank and really delving into this area of film. And at that time, shooting movies was like the farthest thing from my mind.
That is so true.
And I was a music attorney by trade, so I was definitely focused on the music. And you were the lone voice saying, "What about the filmmakers? What about the filmmakers, Angela? You got to do something for the filmmakers."
Yes. And something you have done, something you've truly done.
And that's something we have done that. We have done that in this project here. I just want you to just tell the listening audience a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to move into this project that you wrote.
All right. First of all, thank you so much for adding my Radio Girl Monica, #Radio Girl. Definitely someone who has had a love for words since I was a little girl. I was very quiet. Most people don't realize that. And I was growing up in Washington, D.C., and I just had a strong affinity for words and reading. And by the time we moved to West Tennessee, north of Memphis, in the deep rural South, I found also a very intense love for music, being just up the highway from Memphis. Soul music was definitely on the map. All the things that we have come to love about Stax and High Records and, Royal, all those types of things, and this music and the radios. And I found myself as a little girl just really wanting to learn how to communicate. And communicate I did through singing and songwriting and poetry. That was how I first got into this writing thing. And then by the time I made it to high school in Millington Central High School, I was in choir. So then I thought I was going to really be a music major. Well, I majored in music with an intent of actually doing theater. I wanted to do Broadway. However, it was while I was away at college at Oral Roberts University, Angela, that I ended up, or should I say, radio found me. And at that moment, I began a radio career journey that has spanned since the late 80s, definitely in earnest since 1999, particularly in Memphis. And Memphis has shown me a lot of love. I've been in other markets, but Memphis pretty much has been, home for me when it comes to radio. And I'm excited to say that Radio Girl has always been on the low key, still, as you say, involved in the arts, because I am a poet. And if you're a poet and you know it, produced and released a spoken word CD, also put out a poetry book. I've done, I'm a closeted visual artist. And one of my dear friends, Lurlyn Franklin, who's a very accomplished one, she even forced me about a year ago to submit one of my art pieces to a showing. So I'm now I think I'm a published artist. Yes. Oh, man. And so just continuing to find my way creatively, as you say, being a consultant, being a script writer, being a script polisher, and so many different ways, being an advisor to those in the industry, because I have been in the music industry, media, and in different facets of the arts. However, when I always say I'm an artsy soul who made a career in radio. And always, since about 10 years ago, I wanted to further explore television and film. So when I had the desire to do that, I've had supportive friends like you who was like, yeah, do it. Go for it. Like oftentimes.
Now, wait, you're being a little modest because, many people want to, go forward and become a script writer. And with the desire and the dream that one day it would be produced on a major level. However, you, my dear,
yes, I'm a producer.
First time out gate.
That is so true. Tell the story. Okay, thank you. I am being modest, and why I'm trying to we got a full. Yes, honestly, it's so amazing that the disciplines that I learned in the music industry, being around radio and having been involved in media in different aspects and in entertainment, when I had an opportunity when a local concert promoter who was doing plays as well, producing plays and putting them on the road, said he had a movie script. And when he asked if I was reading, because my weekends while on air, my downtime was going to the theater on the weekend and taking in 2 or 3 matinees in a weekend. And I would come back with all these, when I would talk to people like, hey, I watched this movie and I love indie films. I love the Marvel comics. I just love cinema. So when he apparently overheard me one time at the radio station talking about watching movies, he indicated that he had a script and if I would read it. And I did. I read that script. And I actually, because while I was in college the first time around, I actually was involved, as I said, initially as a music major, but then going to radio, TV, and film. I took some theater classes and I said, hey, did you write this for the stage? And he's like, yes. And he said, well, can you turn it into a movie script? And that we did. And that became my first completed script. And it did get financed, self-financed, independent film right here in Memphis, Tennessee.
That's right.
And was known as N-Secure. That's Insecure. And that came out, we shot it in 2008 and it was released in 2010. Yeah.
And it's still streaming.
It is still
streaming somewhere on a platform
around the world. I will never forget, Angela, that I've lived different places and I had some friends who, I knew from the Detroit area and also as well, a very talented singer, Margaret Vanessa Bell Armstrong's sister. And she hit me up one day and said, I think she she was going between Morocco and Florida, where she was living. And she hit me one day. She said, "Do you have a movie out?" I was like, this is several years ago. I was like, yeah. She said, "I was in Morocco and I saw a movie and I saw your name." And I'm like, that better not be my girl. And it was me. So I literally am. And I had another friend who said that they heard someone at a library, who had, I guess they were into, Black cinema, and they were talking about this movie Insecure. And lo and behold, she was eavesdropping, and she was like, "That's my girl's movie. That's my girl's movie." So I'm super excited that, yes, my first time out the gate, I was able to pin something that was produced. And oddly enough, Angela, I went back to school after that to actually pursue it full time. And in my graduate program, everybody else was like, pretty much starting. And when one of the professors was inquiring about what we've done, and I said, "Oh yeah, I did an indie film." And in class, he pulled it up on the screen, and they were like, "You're a produced screenwriter." And I was in LA at the time, and I was like, "Oh, that's a thing to add produce." So I am grateful. So I'm super excited that since that time to this time, I've been able to assist other people who are in the space as a consultant, assisting, projects that you've worked on and things that her iron is hot, y'all. Her iron is hot in the fire. And I do seek to support, and I appreciate you. For the record, I appreciate you that while you have allowed me to serve as a consultant on other projects that you asked this time, Christie, can we use one of your scripts? And I've done that before. I had some other people do some things that I've written, but you said, "But do you want to direct?"
That's right. So now, when did you write The Coffee Shop?
Actually, that idea came while I was in my graduate program. And when I said I had gone back to school after being on Hallelujah FM and all that, and I had gone back to Oral Roberts University to get a degree in drama, TV, and film performance. And then I'd gone to, I was working on a master's program, and they had a project. One of the assignments was to have one location, 2 characters, and create a moment, a life-changing moment. And I actually have a couple of those really micro shorts where I created that. But this particular one, every single time someone read it, as you had done, they were like, "This needs to really be made." Like, I'm like, "This one for real?" And I remember, and I look forward to when people watch this project, Angela, seeing what they learn about me, because at the end of the day, every writer, every songwriter, every storyteller tells pieces of their stories, whether it's something that people know about them or those inner secret thoughts. And this particular project, it's kind of similar to another project I did that Janine Farmer of Memphis, who lives in New York, it's called Smile, which is also on Vimeo, and it's going to be coming to, I'll let you, toot the horn on that, but it's going to be a project that's going to be released for other people to see worldwide. That has been out for quite a couple of years, but it was about, just relationships, 2 people in one location. But a lot of people had a lot of love for The Coffee Shop. And thanks to you, you asked for it by name. And I appreciate that.
So this is your directorial debut. So how did you feel about, stepping into this new role?
It's odd because as you said, a lot of people, many of them who are going to be joining us tonight, have definitely shown me a lot of love as a radio personality, as someone who has a strong affinity for the art community, particularly in the Memphis area. And because I've supported so many people, while I was initially like, "I'm going to do what?" I had 1 or 2 people like, "About time."
Step on out there.
Yeah, it was a couple of about times. And I was, I've admired some amazing directors, and I am a student in many ways of the craft. So I decided to approach this with about time mindset. Like, it's about time that you step into these shoes. It's about time that you helm something to tell your story. There is some sensitivity when it comes to what did Erykah Badu say in that song? I'm sensitive about my, so I'm sensitive, but I had such a lot of love, starting with you and everyone that was able to be brought in on the project to show me love as I stepped into this. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we are going to definitely talk more to you
Okay.
as we bring other people onto the live stream. But I appreciate you being with us tonight, sharing your story with us,
Thank you.
your real life story as well as this story.
Yes.
And we are, and you mentioned, you said people said about time, and then people who were willing to help. They
Yes.
said absolutely right off the bat. And so our next guest that we're going to bring up was one of those people, because I kind of thought, well, with this being your directorial debut, perhaps we should at least have someone who was knowledgeable in the
Extremely
area,
knowledgeable.
extremely knowledgeable in the area, kind of support you a little bit. And so we're going to bring up next Mr. Dr. Anwar Jamison right after this brief message.
Anwar.
Don't be just another number. Get an arts plate for your car or truck. Funding from the plate goes to arts programming in schools and communities across Tennessee. Tell the world you support the arts.
Hey, oh, caught you on the trigger.
Trying to sneak it in real quick.
Right, right. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Now, of course, you didn't even put your hand on there, Doctor Anwar Jamison. That's it. That's the title right there.
Yeah.
Current professor of film at the University of Memphis, and I just want to right now just thank you for what you brought to this project, supporting Christie, supporting me, which you've always supported OLM, the Memphis Music Bank, and all the activities of our organization. But now I really just want to present you to our audience. Tell them a little bit about you, your background, and what you do in the indie film space.
Okay. Hello, everyone out there. Background, I've always been a writer. First and foremost, I grew up as a writer. It was my interest. Reading and writing were my favorite things to do. So I was always a writer. I told myself one day I'd be a great writer. I thought it would just be novels um, or some type of books. Later on, I went to film school and fell in love with directing and saw that this was the other side of the art and it's another form of writing. And I really went down that path. And from there, wrote and directed several projects. Those that I'm most proud of, Coming to Africa and Coming to Africa, Welcome to Ghana, which we shot primarily in Ghana, co-production. And other than that, I'm an educator. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm always trying to learn something new. And I just really wanted to support this project and make sure that Christy was able to see the vision come to fruition the way that she imagined it.
Absolutely. So now I know you have actually spread your wings a little bit. You've been the filmmaker, independent filmmaker, but you have recently become a tech owner, tech business owner, streamer, distributor. So, tell us a little bit about BKE TV.
Yeah, BKE TV is live now. You can go to bketv.com. From my years of being in the industry as an independent filmmaker, I talked to a lot of other independent filmmakers, and there's just a lot of frustration with the way that the industry is going. After physical media left, as far as DVDs, everyone was affected. You hear the same complaints from musicians, singers, rappers about streaming and not getting paid what they feel they deserve, and how do you monetize this? So I've gone down most routes that you can go in film as the streaming era has taken over, and I just came to the conclusion that I really would like to do this myself. The business model as far as dealing with distributors and all of that is it's never going to be favorable to us as the artists, and more so as streaming platforms create their own original content. They start out, they build them on the backs of independent filmmakers. Once they start doing their own original content, they have less and less room and less revenue share a lot of the times. I'm a big advocate and proponent for Quayle TV still, I'll say, and independent distributors like that, who may be a bit more fair and equitable and who also understand independence and having to build things. So BKE TV, there's a focus on independent content. All of my projects going forward will be there. We really
Mhm.
want to give independent filmmakers a shot as we grow and really give independent filmmakers a budget, which is the
Mhm.
hardest thing for
Yeah,
independent filmmakers to get to
yeah.
do their own movies. So I've been a bit low key about it lately, but big things are coming soon.
Mhm.
Right now, it is available again at bketv.com, but the Android and Apple apps are just about finished.
Oh wow.
That's the
Okay.
project. So
Yeah.
I know how a lot of people are. They want to be snobby. They don't want to type in bktv.com and watch on the TV. And I'm joking
Oh
about
yeah.
the snobby part, but I know people will much rather just be able to, hey, go to the Android store, go to
Yeah.
Google Play Store, go to the Apple Store, get the app, and
Yeah.
then go from there so you can watch it on all your devices, your smart TVs, your boxes, whatever the case. So that is very, very, very soon.
Oh wow.
We'll
Okay.
have those, and then you'll see a whole new relaunch and an emphasis on that and
Yeah.
everything we're doing with that. But we have some great things on there now. Go check it out now. Some independent projects up, but we have a lot of things that are going to be rolling out.
Awesome. Yeah, I am a subscriber of BKE TV. And
Appreciate that.
yeah, I'm always going to support you. And there are some very good projects. Some are his projects. I don't know if you are Dr. Suggs or Mr. Suggs. Some of his projects are on there. He's an independent filmmaker here in Memphis. So yeah, it's a lot of good stuff and more to come. So now let's go back to the coffee shop. So what was your thinking as far as being that you teach this? You teach this on the college level. You actually developed the program, I believe, in Arkansas.
Yes.
How did you approach your ability to support Christie in this capacity as her assistant director?
When I found out about the project, as you know, my first thought was just, well, I'd like to assist and direct. If Christie's directing for the first time, already having a relationship with her, with you, just wanting to see the project be the best it can be. I've seen a lot of the pitfalls, obviously, things that can happen in filmmaking, good and bad, but you want to mitigate those negatives as much
Mhm.
as possible. And that's pretty much the job of an assistant director. So I hadn't really been an assistant director on anything since like the film school days, but I thought it was important because an assistant director is truly a person who moves everything out of the way and allows the director to focus on directing.
Mhm.
So a lot of times as an independent filmmaker, you won't necessarily have an AD, a dedicated AD, or you might not. And it's a lot more things that will fall on the director that they really shouldn't have to worry about. So I just really wanted to step into that role, make sure to clear the way, and then also just be a sounding board and somebody that Christie could lean on. With it being her first time directing. And once she was pretty much open to that, I saw that. There's a fine line there. I didn't want to step on her toes. I want
Mhm.
everyone like, I'm not the director. This is her project. She's directing. But I'm here for whatever she needs. So I just try to be those extra eyes and ears, like, hey, you want to make sure, because yeah, later on in the edit, that'll, you don't want to have that happen. I've had that happen. So I
Right.
just try to do things like that and really, really just try to clear the way and allow her to execute her vision.
Well, I think we all definitely felt your professionalism and expertise on the set for those 2 days, and we did a whirlwind, 2 day shoot. So, but
Yeah.
but we appreciate you and what you brought to the project, and I hope you're gonna stick around with us because we're gonna unveil the trailer in a little bit. But I'm gonna put you back in
Yes.
the virtual green room, and then we're gonna bring up our next guest.
All right.
All right. So this next young lady, this was a close friend of Christie's, and because we were trying to fill out the different roles, and this was someone who was going to be very important because we needed to find the perfect individuals to bring these characters to life. And when we realized we were going to need a casting director, this was the only name that she brought up. She said, "See if Jessica Chaney will do it. If she will do it, that's who I want to be with me on this journey." And lo and behold, Jessica did agree. And she had the time and she just stepped on in there. So I just want to welcome to the virtual stage Miss Jessica Chaney. Hi, how you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I think my
Absolutely.
blur, my background. Okay, I'll stay still.
That's okay. You're good. You're good. So, I was introduced to you by Miss Christie. And I think this was back in 2019 when we were doing the mixer competitions. And you and your producing partner provided some clips. You are our feature filmmaker. So that's when I first met you. And I just want you to just tell our audience a little bit about you, your company, your partner, and what you all do in the independent film space.
Yeah, so I am a part of a really wonderful. I'm sorry, I blurred my background. I think that's why I'm getting all of that. I'm gonna just take it off. But I'm a part of a really wonderful production company. We're called Not Your Ordinary Films. Um, and that company, I'm just gonna move. There we go. I think I got it. Sorry, y'all. And that company is with myself and my producing partner Amanda Willoughby, and we just decided, hey, we really have some great skills together. We really work so well together, and we formed a company and produced several short films, documentaries. Right now, we have a wonderful, our very first feature length documentary out called I Am. It's Breaking the Silence on Mental Health. And that is actually available on WKNO, Channel 10, our PBS affiliate here in Memphis, Tennessee. And we are just really excited to just continue to support people in our independent film community of Memphis in any way that we can. And so when Christie, called about the opportunity with being the casting director, I was a little apprehensive only because I'd only done casting, directing, casting for
Hmm.
projects I've led. So I was like,
Okay.
I don't want to, I don't want to put anything up on anybody else's production, but that's the great thing about having friendships and people that you really respect and hold in a high regard that see something in you that you don't even or always see in yourself. And
Hmm.
so I'm super thankful to Christy, to you, to the cast and the crew. It was just such a wonderful opportunity to come around this really great story. But yeah.
Hmm. You know, um, it was kind of interesting because we usually cast for Memphis movie production. We usually cast within the club first before we start looking outside. And we noticed when looking at the current membership of the club, we noticed that um, they kind of skewed older, than what was going to be required for this particular script. So we had to kind of improvise and come up with a way to so that we can cast, start attracting those cast members who are on the younger side into the club and into this particular project. And so we held our first actors boot camp, and you did the act, what is it, the casting 101.
Mhm.
How do you feel that two-part process? Because it was over a weekend. We did the actors boot camp the first day, and then we did the actual auditions the second day. How did you feel that process worked for you, in this particular role as a casting director, especially casting for a project that's not your own?
Yeah, thank you. So what I think you generally look for are, when casting, of course, is around the those who closely mirror or who you believe could really invoke or bring out that essence of that character that you have. Um, and with that comes the casting and the process around how you prepare for that and how you bring that to life through, that casting process. And so being able to be a part of working with the wonderful individuals who spent their weekend working to develop their craft was a really great opportunity to say, okay, this is how you take that script. Usually you just get a side, just that small part of a script, and being able to really bring your full self and that full essence of who that person could be, who that character could be to it, and how you move that through to showing the casting director and the director and other people who are part of that process. So that boot camp was really wonderful, with having people who were so engaged, asking amazing questions, and really getting the opportunity to be able to say, okay, I can take this one page, this one part, and really open up a full world around who this person could be, and then being able to use full body, full mind, full spirit, everything else to bring that forward in the process was just a really great thing. And I think that it really did bring in a great variety of people to be able to add to the Auteur Club and everything else, so that there's just so much diversity, so that we continue to mine that in our community.
One thing that I found with the 2-day process, of course, the first day is the training. So we're going through the different modules that we're working on, but we're still there. We're still the production company that's going to have to cast, and we're looking at the individuals who are in these classes. And we did cast the principal players in the coffee shop from that actors boot camp weekend. I think having the opportunity to kind of interact and see them on day one, even though they weren't, per se, they weren't using the script, in the classes, but you're still able to observe them and to look and to see and to kind of say, I'm kind of, you kind of start formulating some ideas on who could possibly, play what. And then when we start passing out, saying, okay, who's going to, you can sign up to audition tomorrow. Who are you going to sign up? You kind of already know, say, hey, why don't you go on ahead and sign up, for that one. So that was one of the things I felt was very valuable.
And who's taking direction well, who's really receiving what not only myself, but Christie, who led a part of the acting, Dr. Anwar, who spoke around set etiquette, Sharon, who spoke around just best business practices for really getting yourself out there. So who's really developing those taking in everything that we're bringing in as well, because a big part of it, especially at this level, but I really feel like any level, is really being able to take that direction and bringing in what you have as an essence to this character, but also being able to say, with the director, having that great communication, so that you're able to, essentially move the story forward and give the best performance,
Absolutely. Yeah. And whose professionalism is on the level that you feel be conducive for the project and everything. So you're able to really observe a lot of those things in real time without having to, ask questions. You can kind of know on the front end. So, but I appreciate you coming tonight and being with us and sharing with us. Definitely appreciate you being a part of this project, and hope that you will be a part of some more with us, because we definitely have some more things coming down the pipe. But I'm going to go ahead and put you in the virtual green room, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then when we come right back, we'll be with our next guest.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We got it. All right, we're back. This next gentleman that I'm going to bring to the virtual stage, we actually go way back. Um, I probably knew of him before he actually knew of me because of the work that he used to do, in the music video space. And I was working with Black Rock Revival, and I believe he did a couple of music videos for them. And so I was quite aware of him and his work, and just seeing him grow and develop, in that space over time. And when I had the opportunity, to work with someone, I specifically wanted to work with him and see what we could do, in this project. I thought he would be the perfect cinematographer for this project. And so at this point, I want to bring to the virtual stage Mr. John Hamilton. Hey, how you doing? Oh, you
Hey
want me?
Angela, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How you going?
Doing pretty well. Thank you for inviting me onto the show.
Awesome, awesome. I'm glad to see you here after with our long editor's night last night.
It was long, but it was good.
It was good. It was good. Well, I want you to go ahead and just share with our audience a little bit about yourself and what you do in the film space.
Creatively, I got started in graphic design, and through that, I was introduced to photography and filmmaking as like elective courses. And I really enjoyed those courses, even though they weren't my core thing for what I was studying. Eventually, I knew down the line I would want to try to dabble more into the film side of it. And around 2010, I was able to get involved with that. And this is around the DSLR revolution time, and the costs have kind of gone down and became more accessible. And I got my start cutting my teeth by shooting weddings, and weddings are like one-time things. And to me, it was like a pressure cooker for developing skills real rapidly. Like you only have one time to get it right. And I just took those lessons from that, and the changing of environments, everything's dynamic, lighting, audio, sound, conditions, all of it is rapidly moving. And I just took a lot of those skills that I developed from that and brought it to the production side of filmmaking, and kind of developed my own style that's based around agility and speed and flexibility. So when I work with directors, there's no like, we can't do that type thing as an option. There's always an option for like getting whatever they want as a vision. And so that's how I've been moving since then, and just learning as I go through every type of production, taking the things that worked and they didn't work, and just going back to my little lab and trying to figure stuff out, and try to get faster, better, easier, and just more options for whatever comes in the future.
Okay. So now several of your projects have ended up on Tubi and a lot of streaming platforms. Are those your project, or are these just clients that you have worked for?
Those are
And what
clients
are
that I
some?
work for.
Hmm.
I don't really get to shoot things that I want to do, because at the end of every project, somebody wants to do something. And it's cool because there have been fun projects. So
Hmm.
like um, usually what happens is we have a creative person similar to Christie or yourself, and they have a script and a story, and they have an idea of where, how they wanted to get it distributed. And nowadays, um, there are a lot of options. Some not so good, some better than others. Hopefully, what you're doing and what Anwar doing, they lead to better outcomes for some filmmakers. But usually, there are avenues for independents to go, and they have a pathway for that. And we will work on getting those distributed. Sometimes it's a matter of the director or creator bankrolling it all and just pushing it
Hmm.
out. And there's another situation where the director or producer has a relationship with the distributor.
Mm-hmm.
They release some funds, and we produce something in a amount of time on contract and deliver it at the end of that.
Okay.
The latest versions of that have been a film I worked on called Troublesome, which was funded by Maverick Entertainment, and I know they have a reputation for a certain type of film, but
Yeah.
I think nowadays they're trying to increase their quality to be competitive. And it's a little bit of what Anwar was saying, that you kind of build your way up, but now you want to kind of get your quality up a little bit to compete at a higher level. And I think you're seeing that with them and with Tubi and some others, but that's been an interesting process, and it's worked out good. And I think what it is, they give you a trial, they give you a budget, and they see how well you can do. If you execute well and they like it, they increase the budgets as you come up with new scripts.
Awesome.
That project, the director I've been working with recently, Jason Martin, is a young guy. I've been watching him as I've been working, and he's been, in my opinion, he's been doing the work of trying to improve. He started out doing these practice scenes where he would just practice trying to do these film shoots, and they would get more and more elaborate. And I guess at the time, he eventually built up the confidence to want to do more. And he's always got these crazy ideas of what he wants to do. And I'm like, bring it on. We can make it happen. And I think with a lot of, I would say, Black creators, we just have to have the confidence to know that we can create things at a high level. At this point in time, if you have the imagination to do it, the technology is not a barrier. You can get creative and make your vision the way you want to do it. And through my time and experience, I've been trying to pass that along to younger filmmakers or more novice filmmakers, or and this it's age. It doesn't matter what age, but whatever I have access and ability to do, I try to make that affordable and accessible to my community.
Absolutely. So now, what's the name of the company that you also work for, and what exactly do they do?
The company that I work for is called Dragonfly. It is a social impact firm, and right now, I would categorize it. We were kind of like a startup. They were able to attract me out of FedEx around 2019 to work on some of the projects. The biggest project that they have is the Hospitality Hub in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's a homelessness organization. They handle all the strategic development, fundraising, planning, branding, marketing, personnel, a lot of the white collar type work that goes into keeping that organization running, grant funding and procurement. And my role has been the digital director for Dragonfly and for the companies that are in the portfolio.
Okay.
So I do the storytelling, the branding, the IT implementation, and they've really kind of like leaned on some of my expertise from FedEx, things that I've learned in the corporate world, taking it out and putting it into a nonprofit space, and helping. Because when in a nonprofit, a lot can go wrong because there's generally not the same kind of protections and guardrails that you find in a structured corporate space. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong, but being there and making sure things are going well, protecting the brand, protecting the digital assets, computers, technology, building security, making sure all those things work well. And I've really enjoyed doing that type of work. It's allowed me to use my creative stuff and like do something that changes a person's life directly. It's like we do something
Yeah.
and we raise funds and it goes to helping get solutions for people that need things. And that's been really, really good to do. I'm like a lot of creators want to have a way to be able to do that. And I think I found a way to do that. I wasn't able to do that inside of corporate America, but I can do that and have a direct impact, but also pursue my creative desires through work with you and Christie and like the project, like the coffee shop.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think when people see the edit, on this project and the cinematography work that you did, they're gonna be very pleased, by it as well. So I want to thank you for joining me tonight. Hopefully you're gonna stick around as we get ready to get the unveiling of the trailer of the coffee shop. And so I'm going to, let's see here. Yes, I do have one. I have a commercial break I have to go to. So we're going to go to a commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to come with our last guest.
We don't make the art. We make it more accessible, more sustainable, more abundant, more equitable, more attainable, and more dramatic. We don't make the art, but with your help, we make it possible. Arts Memphis, working behind the scenes for 60 years to grow the foundation of Memphis's arts.
All right, I'm back. And this is not, I guess you could say I saved the best for last, but this young lady here, I met her a couple of years ago, and she has really just come beside me. And she has such a heart for the Memphis film community and just filmmaking in general. And she's willing to put the time and the volunteer the time that's needed to build something that can have a lasting impact on this community. She is one of the governing board members of On Location Memphis, and she quickly volunteered to be one of the producers for Memphis movie production. And I've learned a lot because on that first project, I didn't know anything about producing, but I do know about project management. And that's where her background is as well. And between the two of us, we pulled that off and we were able to pull this off. So I'm very pleased to bring to the virtual stage Miss Margaret Hatter.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you. I feel like getting the last spot here is like when you're at the Oscars and you're holding
Yeah,
the envelope and
right.
everybody's like, just open it, just open it. Get off the stage quick. We want to see who won.
Who
And
is
that's
this
that's
winner
how I kind of feel about getting to see the trailer for the
for the
coffee shop.
absolutely?
I'm so thrilled that everybody has been on here tonight. Um all of the guests are just amazing, amazing people and so dedicated to their craft and such professionals. And I feel really lucky that we had all of these people work in our sphere to get this project off the ground and to get it supported.
Mhm.
And so I'm humbled by the previous guests and that I got to work with them.
Awesome. Well, why don't you just share a little bit with our audience about what you do in the film space and producing space?
Sure. So I have a couple of films I produced over the past couple of years. One of them was at Indie Memphis called A Sick Beat. Another one that just got produced that you will get to see on Sweet Spire TV, which is a short called Idiot Relax, and it's great fun if you need to go take a load off for about 7 minutes and just be in another world. It's a fun little film. And before that, I had worked with a group in New York called the Collective for Living Cinema. And we did what Angela's trying to do with OLM, and which is to get a space to get people together that are in the industry, get them working together, get films produced, get money in the door to help young filmmakers middle-aged filmmakers too. Not age specific, but to keep that community growing, because the more people you know and the more contacts you have, the easier it all flows, and then things start happening, and before you know it, that little stream becomes a river. So 100% supportive, and have loved producing with Angela, with Memphis Movie Productions. She and I were connected through Darius Wallace, who I had worked with at Tennessee Shakespeare, and we launched Tennessee Shakespeare together. So there you go.
Awesome. So I know the rest. I'm going to bring the rest of our group to the virtual stage.
Great.
I'm going to take a commercial break, and when I come back, the rest of the group will be on the virtual stage, and then we're going to watch the trailer for The Coffee Shop.
Yay.
Power Media Solutions, where your vision meets our expertise. Whether you're a small business looking to make a big impact or an established brand aiming to stay ahead, we've got the strategies to propel you forward. Visit our website at powermediasolutions.com or call us at 901-208-1176. That's 901-208-1176. Power Media Solutions. If you want it told, we are the ones to tell it.
Hello, everyone. We're back. You all ready?
We're ready.
Yes, we're ready.
Okay. This, everyone, is The Coffee Shop.
Nice little teaser. Nice little teaser.
And now all you all professional editors, because I'm a shade tree editor, so I did edit it, but I know just enough to be dangerous. But anyway, Christie, why don't you share a little bit about that song with us? Because I know you are very familiar.
Well, you put me on the spot with that because that's a highly emotional situation. Let's kind of tag team on that. First of all, kind of just say a shout out to Angela for creating a really nice teaser trailer, and I'm looking forward to just seeing everybody's feedback on it. But one of the blessed things that have come out of this as well is that we are using, in addition to the Altar Club, using filmmakers below the line, is still tag teaming with the Memphis Music Bank and local composers and musicians in the city. And I understand that, due to her connections and her love of the music industry, that Tanya Renee Dyson,
absolutely,
provided us that track. And what makes it extra special, ladies and gentlemen, is that it was produced by dear family friend Jonathan Richmond, who, as you all may know, recently passed, but he was like the music director for Angie Stone, who also we know, Eric Benet, Boney James. So to be able to say that that will be a part of this experience for us is really a blessing. So I gotta let Sylvia know we need to make sure we have a lot of love in the house on that. So yeah, and Angela, you can probably give them more details on what she shared as well.
So it was kind of interesting because we were looking for a song for the trailer for the film, and we knew it had to be a certain sound, tempo, neo soul type feel to it. And so my assistant Devin, we were just kind of going through the Facebook and Instagram and just kind of going. And I think I told him, I said, well, I started naming off artists, and I said, well, look up Tanya Dyson. I know she has music and everything. And so he looked her up, and then we started listening, and we came across this track. And so I was wondering, I said, is this the Dyson I know? And so I texted her and I said, is this your song? And then she said, yeah, that's my song. And she said, actually, that was produced. And that's when she told me that it had been produced. And this was maybe a few days after we had learned of his passing. So it was very emotional. He was he, was introduced to me through Christie. He was one of the first judges of our mixer competition when we would do them over at the Slim House, and then when we went virtual, he would judge those for us. And he was very a warm person, open, great feedback to our composers, tips and things of that nature. So it just feels good to be able to honor his legacy by having this project, this song be a part of it. And Tanya has been so gracious to allow us to do that. So definitely am open to the round, to get feedback from everyone on the trailer, and just your final thoughts as we look to close out this OLM live discussion tonight. And I'll just start with Jessica, and then we'll move around.
Oh, I loved it. I'm just super proud. It brought a really big smile. Well, as you guys can see, nice smile to my face just to see it come together. And just congratulations to you all. Congratulations to us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We made a movie.
We made a movie. All right, Dr. Anwar.
Come on, doctor.
How was that? How was that? Okay.
It just brought back memories, seeing that when you do a project and then you see it for the first time or see visuals from it, a trailer or whatever, you start instantly saying, "Oh, well, at least that's how I do." It takes me back to, okay, this was the shot. It's just memories, just like music can take you back to a time in your life. I feel like when you do a movie project, that's what trailers and stuff do for me. So that's really cool to see those first visuals, thinking about when the actors first, we're shooting those shots, rehearsing them and getting them, and now we get to see it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see the whole thing. It's just always the magic of filmmaking, like they say. It truly is magic. Something go from script to screen. It truly is the closest thing we had to magic, I think. So I'm excited. And again, like Jessica said, congratulations to all of us.
We made a movie.
Awesome. Hey, John, what do you think?
I think it was short and sweet, and it's perfect for social media promotion, reels, captures your attention, great sound. So I think it's right on time for the environment that we're in today.
Awesome. Margaret?
I thought it was great, and I cannot wait to see all of you at the premiere and have a cup of coffee with you.
All right.
Absolutely. And I want to just remind everybody, Inspire Community Cafe is a true cafe located in Binghamton. So, stop in, check them out. It's a nice little quaint little place. We loved it. They just welcomed us with open arms. They are there open Tuesday through Saturday, I believe, up until 3:00 each day. Definitely go see them and just see what's going on in Binghamton. So, but anyway, I want to thank all of you all for joining me tonight. I thank the audience that was here. We had a nice little group of people who were here with us.
Shout outs. We need to do shout
Shout
outs.
out to everyone. Let's go ahead and do our shout out to let me see, who did we have? I know I saw Jordan, Danielle, we saw Al and Shell, we saw
you want to share? You want to share some of the comments?
Let's see. We have some hello to everyone and congrats to Christie. Hello, ladies. There's Jordan. She's giving her.
That's our star.
That's our star, Miss Kendra. Oh, that's me. Hello, everyone. Insecure. Mentioning Insecure. And this is Al and Shell giving us a round of applause. That's our social media influencers. That's also our Victoria and Henry. They are the Inspire Community Cafe owners. So we had a lot of good people here on the live with us. And of course, many will join us on the replay. But again, I want to thank all of you for being with us, and not just being with us here tonight, but just being with us for this project. And we're looking forward to.
Can you Can you share with the audience who may be watching this about the upcoming premiere?
Well, I will say this. It's coming in May. May
Yay!
2025 is when this will premiere, and more details will be forthcoming very soon in the next coming weeks. But mark your calendars. May 2025, it's coming, and you will be able to see it live in the theater. But if you're not here in Memphis, you also will be able to participate and be a part of that screening event virtually. So just mark your calendars. May 2025, the coffee shop is coming.
Okay,
All
Angela, before
right. Go
you
ahead.
wrap up, I just do because I know I haven't seen you all, in this space since November. I want to say thank you to Dr. Anwar Jamison. I just want to, for the record, which forever shall be written, that I greatly appreciate the support that you provided me, that you gave me what I needed to feel stable enough to do this. And of course, we've had all of our conversations over the years. And when I found out that you were willing to support me in this, I want you to know from the bottom, I was beyond excited. Of course, we've said this 1,000 times, but I wanted to be for the public to know that I really appreciate you for all the success that you have already done, the level that you are, and for you to support me as I step into this. And then, of course, to John Hamilton, we know he is such a very unique talent, and that he was gracious enough to work with me in my unique way and approach, allowing me to feel comfortable and speak to both Anwar and John in that space. So I'm really eternally grateful for you two being a major players in this, not just in Memphis but across the country, to support and around the globe, because we got one brother who like to go to Ghana. So I'm really, really, really appreciative of that. And Jessica Chaney, she doesn't understand. I am like one of her biggest fans, and yet I hold her in high regard for her approach to everything. And I was extremely happy that you were able to come in and provide me some of that foundation and support that I wanted to have, and to know that I had major pillars. Margaret had her. Come on now. People who have done this at very high levels in the indie space, and not just because we've been doing it in the indie space, but we are doing it at very high levels of professionalism and approach. And some of the feedback that we even got from our actors was like, oh, this is real professional set. So I'm glad that my first time out, people will give thumbs up on the way we approached it, from the boot camp to the auditions to actually the way Angela and Margaret made sure things were streamlined. And for those who may be watching this now and in the replays, please understand the importance of what On Location Memphis is doing in Memphis and in the region. Be sure to go to the website onlocationmemphis.org, learn about the Auteur Club. If you're in any aspect of the industry, be sure to become a member and network, because it is not just a Memphis thing. It is a worldwide phenomenon that we are doing. And the Memphis Music Bank, for all those great composers and singers and producers, be sure to support, because as we continue to do these great things, we will definitely be on the map for yet another thing. So thank you all so very much from the bottom of my heart, helping me step into this space, because what you say is about time.
About time. It's about time. All right. With that, I'm going to close this out. I'll see you all at the premiere in May.
Thanks,
All right, see you.
Angela.